What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another market watch today. I think I fixed my microphone. Comment down below, let me know how the audio sounds. I've been trying to putz around with this thing for a while, and I think I got a good handle on it. For now, this is a temporary. I have a Blue Yeti. I'm getting another microphone coming in soon. It's going to be infinitely better audio quality, but for now, I think I got a good grasp on this one currently. Guys, look at the market and look at the current game state of Yu-Gi-Oh! To say it's in a frenzy is a really nice way of putting it in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Currently. We have a FTK deck with a high win percentage. We have a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that either believe and are trying to prepare for it, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that are just going, listen, I know we have a high FTK deck with a high win percentage, but I think I gotta take it as is and just combating it head first. There's no wrong answer realistically, and look at the market. There's no wrong answer in what's being bought in the market right now. Everything's going crazy, and if you want to know how to beat that FTK deck, watch this video. I'll go over a bunch of cards and I'll talk about the market price of these cards and why I think some of them are really good and some of them are decent, or some of them are just not good at all. We won't talk about those though. In the market, in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Also, if you want to support the channel, click down below in the description for the TCG player link. It goes up to support the channel. I can put that money towards getting things and waiting forever for shipping. Guys, look at that OTS Pack 13. Abyss Dweller is doing exactly what we knew it was going to do. Look at Abyss Dweller currently with a $96 market price. Originally it was $100, by the way. It's currently at $92. Well, why? Because even though everybody wants this card, everyone doesn't need this card. Yes, we have Abyss Dweller Ultimate Rare, and yes, it's the highest rarity, and it's beautiful. But would you really overspend for this card, knowing it's going to be going down in value? A lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players aren't even playing this card in the deck, even though they want one. And then a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players who are playing this card are looking at the card, seeing it at $92 and going, yeah, I'll just wait. I'll just wait for this card to go ahead and go down. Another common question of the day. Guys, look at the OTS Pack 13. What card do you want out of this one? And why would you sub up for another card? And let me answer it real quickly. Obviously, I want my Abyss Dweller. I'm gonna wait though. I'm not spending this kind of crazy money. And what I wish was in here is that Traptrix Facilier, that whole Traptrix treatment Konami's doing. I don't know why they're doing this, but instead of putting that in there, I would have Traptrix Facilier as a super rare, and then I would add something awesome like a hand trap, like maybe Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We can even argue for Infinite Impermanence, even though I do think there's not many reprintings of that. And Ash Blossom and Joy Spring would be a very smart choice, and that would make this horrible OTS pack into one of the best ones out there, because you got a meta card, a collector's card, and an all-around great card, being Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. That's what I would do to change the OTS pack. I think this OTS, look at it right now. I think if it came out during the time it was supposed to come out, it wouldn't be a terrible one, but being the fact that we got it way too late, it is. Though I am excited to see a card like Deep Sea Diva being $2 for super rare, as opposed to the other version, which is like $90. You also have a card like Scrap Golem, which is currently at $4 for a super rare. And the thing is, like, is it really worth having this card at $4, or would you just wait? I am liking to see Bahima Shark as a super rare in OTS Pack 13. I mean, the secret rare is the highest rarity version, which I think is the best version, obviously. Gold rare is the lowest. So looking at Bahima Shark as a super rare in OTS Pack 13, I kind of like this a lot. I really wish Konami took Floodgate Trap Ho in OTS Pack 13 and made it as a speed duel version of the card. So it's kind of a way to synergize Yu-Gi-Oh! Players who are playing in OTS Pack 13 competitive constructed regular Yu-Gi-Oh! And going, hey, this card Floodgate Trap Ho is one of the best cards in speed duels, and we're gonna add it in here. And if you want to play speed duels, you have one of the best cards already. Synergize. I own a lot of Apple products: iPad, MacBook, the Apple TV, iPhone, and I love the synergy between all these devices. It's smart. It's good business, and I really wish Konami took the charge of that and realized if you make something like OTS Pack 13 and you want Yu-Gi-Oh! Players to play speed duels, smart by the way, why don't you add cards like Floodgate Trap Ho, which has no reason being in here, but if you said this version could be used for speed duels, then Yu-Gi-Oh! Players would be more happy to go ahead and go, oh, you know what, maybe I will check on speed duels, because it really is fun. But there's no incentivization to play speed duels, Konami. Why don't you add this as incentivization? That would be smart. Once again, add that synergy, that cohesion of OTS Pack 13 for Yu-Gi-Oh! Players playing constructed Yu-Gi-Oh! And give them an opportunity to play speed duels by giving them access to one of the best cards in the meta. Be a smart idea. Looking at Toon Chaos, let's break this down fast because I got a lot of cards to talk about in this video, but Looking at Toon Chaos, Konami really hit every nail on the hammer. Think about it. Black Little Soldier Envoy of the Beginning is a card that's really good for Gold players as well as collectors. Now, collecting Gold players are going to pay an insanely high value for this card. How high, you ask? Well, the market price of Black Little Soldier Envoy of the Beginning is $263. The listings are at $300. It cannot keep up with the market price at an insanely high value. Now, that's once again, that's for Gold players and that's for collectors. Stardust Dragon is another good option for collectors. So, Stardust Dragon with a $209 market price is $207. It's still up there. It's still hovering. It's still good money. I do think these cards might change in value over time, especially if Konami was to make Black Little Soldier Envoy at the Beginning an Ultimate Rare. That would definitely decrease the value of the collector's rares, which I think Konami might be doing. I mean, it makes sense. That would be the highest version Oshi has as Ultimate Rare. It'd be great if we got one of these Ultimate Rare. It would literally kill the value of BLS. As far as Stardust Dragon, only the collectors that want this card now are going to pay this high value. As time goes on, maybe you players will sporadically want this card, but this is not the highest version of Stardust Dragon. We know it's the Ultra Rare, and we definitely know it's the Ghost Rare. So this is not bad, but it's nowhere near as good as the other versions, which are insanely more expensive. Then we have Pot of Extravagance, currently holding a $200 market price, $202 to be exactly in the current price listings. Now, to be honest with you, I like Pot of Extravagance. I'm an Altergeist player. I want to play this card. It's a great 3-up card, but why would you go ahead and pay $600 because you need 3 of them and then just go, alright, and then you get FTK'd. Unless you're looking to play Altergeist in a meta in which you can beat an FTK deck consistently or have a high ratio of doing it, it's really hard to go ahead and put that kind of money out for a deck that is might not be able to do it. And to be honest with you, even though I personally want this card badly, I'm not spending $600 for this card, knowing that it's going to go down in value, because it will. Even though I like Product Extravagance a lot, let's put a couple of things into factors. One, Altergeist better start winning a lot more than, not just like random top. I'm talking about winning in not just online tournaments, but even locals all around the area. We want to see those videos on YouTube. We're not seeing that happen. That's number one. Number two, Pot of Extravagance can get an Ultimate Rare reprinting like Pot of Zaya's and Pot of Duality did, and the value of Pot of Extravagance, Collector's Rare, will tank. Because obviously the Ultimate Rare will be the hardest one to get and maintain the highest value. So even though I like Pot of Extravagance, Collector's Rare, and I definitely want this, I'm not going to spend this kind of money. It's kind of insane to think about, to put this kind of money in. More collector's cards, you say? Sure. Black Little Soldier, Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End. And these are only collectors. That's all they care about. That's all they want. You got Pot of Zaya's currently with a $147 market price, but it's at $120. Why is that? Because it has an Ultimate Rare printing, and this value Collector's Rare Pot of Zaya's will go under the Ultimate Rare. Watch it happen. It's happening literally in real time, and will continue to happen. Side Frame Gear Gamma's a great card. $154. It makes sense. I don't think it has a deck that really fits in perfectly in at the moment, but it's still a great hand trap. You got more Phoenix Gearfried, Chaos Space, which now it's stabilizing at 136. We have to see what happens with this card, because to be honest with you, I think Konami just hit this card. I know it just came out. I know we just got it. This card is broken. Who let this card slide through? This card seriously has to be hitting the balance. It is absolutely ludicrous. And this is only fuels to the fire that I always talk about, how Yu-Gi-Oh's a game of dragons and spellcasters, and how dragons always try to find a way to fit into Twilight, meaning light and darkness. And Chaos Space is a perfect card for anything Twilight, light and dark attribute type decks. Chaos Space is the perfect card. So looking at this card, it's... First of all, it's not going to maintain 136. It will go up higher. It's stabilizing. This is the plateau. This is where you can buy it at. And now we're going to see it go up higher. So keep an eye on this card, because this card's not done in the market. We also have Chaos Creator, which is another great card. $170 market price. And I don't know if it's worth $170, but nevertheless, this is still an insanely good card. It's not as good as Chaos Space, but it's still a good card. I think definitely if you're looking to play a Twilight deck, at least tuck one of these bad boys in. You got other cards like Toon Harpy, which is at 87, Chaos Valkyrie 79, Toon Pageflip at $90. These are all relatively new in the market still, and are holding a relatively high price point. As time goes on, we will see a huge adjustment, and the majority of these cards will decrease in value. Whether or not the decrease in value is something that's going to stabilize for a long while or short while, that's literally depending on per card. And we'll always come back and combat what card that is, and figure out, is this card going to maintain a price point for a long distance of time, or is it about to blow up in the market? So keep an eye on a lot of these cards. I will say, looking at Inferno Knight Renaud, this card is just about $28. And that's a pretty high price point for this card. But then again, Inferno Knights are another deck that it can't FTK you. It can just give you like no cards in your hand. That thing, you know. It's not going to kill you. It's just going to break your legs. It's going to give you an option, okay? This is what Inferno Knights do. They go to you and they give you an option. They go, you have two options. Die or be killed. That's exactly what this deck tells you. It's not like with the FTK deck that just goes, alright, you got a hand trap? Any more than one? Alright, you still die. It ain't like that other dragon, a Sailor Pisu FTK. This one just straight up goes, nah, you'll play Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. With your graveyard, like, it's insane. Looking at Pot of Extravagance, ultra rare. It's currently holding a $42 price point. It is going down from its current $47 market price. That makes perfect sense. I mean, it's a great card, but don't get me wrong. It's the secret is better, and the collector rare currently is the best. And if you're holding either or, you always gotta keep an eye out as far as the ultra rare, which I think will ultimately come into the market and into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. So, the guy released a FTK math on the Sailor Pisu FTK. And I asked on my community tab, is anyone worried about it? Is anyone working on it? And the response was pretty overwhelming. Yu-Gi-Oh players overwhelmingly are worried about this, and at the same time are looking to find ways to stop this, i.e. adding multiple hand traps and other cards. Once again, I'll get to those cards in this video. Looking at and this is the mathematics, the link that was left by the guy that created the math for this FTK deck. If you have no hand traps, they have a 95% chance of dropping an FTK, meaning they kill you. You don't get to play. You have 5 cards in hand that you look at if you have no hand traps, and they kill you. If you drop in the Biru, they still have a 53% chance of taking you out that turn. Now, if you have one hand trap, the percentage is like 63%. If you have 2 hand traps, that does lower drastically with 2 hand traps. I think it's somewhere around the ballpark of around 17% to FTK you. Which still, hey, 17% is still a relatively high ratio of them going, I'm going to take you out still through 2 hand traps. But it's a lot lower than you dropping 1 hand trap and going, yeah, DD Crow, take that. Good game, homeboy. And they're like, alright, 60% chance to take you out. It's insane. So, this is the mathematics behind the FTK deck, and now you gotta start looking at yourself and going, what can I do to stop this from happening to me? And a lot of you players playing a lot of different decks are looking at the same exact way to do this. Well, obviously the answer is always going to be in hand traps. Ghost System and Spooky Dogwood. I mentioned this hand trap, and then on my video someone was like, V, I got an idea. Ghost System and Spooky Dogwood. It's like, have you watched the full video? Ghost System and Spooky Dogwood's a phenomenal hand trap to play against an FTK deck because they can't FTK you. It's that simple. If they don't have Cold by the Grave, and if you zap Ghost System and Spooky Dogwood, they can't do nothing other than go past turn. And against any deck right now in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, if you say past turn and your opponent is not strong, they go, oh, okay, you lose. Look at Ghost System and Spooky Dogwood in case anyone forgot. During either player's turn, you can pitch this bad boy and use either effect. Each time you opponent's summons an effect monster during the main or battle phase, you gain life points equal to that monster's attack. If you did not gain life points, your life points are half. The reason I like this card so much in general is because of horrible time rulings currently in this game. This card's great for that. You go to game 3 and you open a Ghost System Spooky Dogwood against almost any deck in the game. There's a good chance you're not going to lose that game. Let's say your opponent has like 5 minutes left on the clock. You slide your Ghost System Spooky Dogwood in, you drop in your opponent, and now what are you going to do? Pass turn and get wrecked? Or continue that phase and let you gain life points. In a game of, especially in time, you gain life points and time's called, you win Yu-Gi-Oh! Look at the current market price of Ghost System Spooky Dogwood. This is for the original secret print version. In Dark Neostorm, it's currently roughly around $6.65 in the market price. Unlimited listings are around $8 to $9. Now, if you want a first edition listing, there's one over here for about $11. Let's go here, page 2. And then after that, it's about $15. For Ghost System Spooky Dogwood. This is now one of the best hand traps against any FTK deck that burns, which is really important. So this is obviously one of the best ones that you might want to get. Now, obviously, if you don't want to buy the secret rare, you do have the alternate art Ghost System Spooky Dogwood. Like I mentioned in my previous video, it's a good artwork. Normally if it's alternate art, or maybe it's a lesser rarity, it might not be as good. This is still a really good artwork version of the card. It's about less than $1, and does the same thing. It stops you getting destroyed. We also have Ghost Morning Moonlit Chill. Now, I actually asked one of the guys that worked on the math of the video, why are they, because they run 2 effect failure, and I'm like, why don't you run Ghost Morning Moonlit Chill? So, if you're playing against a competitive FTK deck against you, you could do this, and then you can help stop Soul on your opponent from trying to kill you. and they said that they play Effect Filler over Ghost Moon Chill because Chaos Space helps with the synergy of Chaos Space, which is kind of weird. I think that might change as time goes on, as Yu-Gi-Oh players, especially those guys go and start playing more. They realize that this might be the better hand trap, or even this might be the better hand trap. But Effect Filler, I'm not sure if it is going to be the better hand trap moving forward in that build of the 60 card Steal Pisu FTK. Anyway, this is another card, and I'm not a big fan of this card, by the way. If you've been watching my market watches for a while, I don't like this card, but I will say this card is very good at stopping, or at least shutting down your opponent from trying to kill you as simply as possible. There's an effect filler that makes your opponent take damage, and I think that's something that's really, if that monster leaves the field, I think it's something that's really important to note, because as your opponent trying to combo off, if you resolve this card, your opponent, I don't think, can fully finish you, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta go back and do the math, but I don't think your opponent can fully finish you off if you resolve one Ghost Moon and Moonlit Chill. So this is a pretty important card. Currently holding a $35 market price. The price point is roughly around $33 to $34. Once again, like I said, I'm not a big fan of this card, but if you're gonna run Effect Failure and not run the Celine combo to bring out Access Code Talker, there's no reason to play that whole setup. I would recommend that you try Ghost Moon and Moonlit Chill if you are out there watching this video and you are looking to play the 60 card Steal Pisu. No material. God, I love this card. It's gonna get a reprint in the Megahits more than likely, but No Material currently holding a $10 market price, and it's roughly around $10. Nobody really talked about this or looked at this card, but they can't FTK you with No Material. Like, if you summon No Material, they can't kill you, and nobody mentioned that, but that's a pretty big deal. So, yeah, No Material is really good. You drop this on your opponent, you lock them out early on, they're not gonna get a full board and full wipe on you, and you win. Congratulations. This one card that can literally win you the game. It's pretty insane. It's still in Master Rule 5. And then we have Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbits. Now, this is obviously not the ideal choice, but I will say, being the fact that Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit has an ultimate rare version, this is why I'm a big fan of ultimate rare hand traps. I always say, Konami, you need to make more ultimate rare hand traps. Not only would it have good value in the market, but Yu-Gi-Oh players will hold these cards because you never know when this happens. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit coming out at OTS Pack 5 with a $107 market price is currently at $111. After that playset's gone, it's $122 to $125 for each one copy of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. This card was roughly around $80 for the longest while when it saw meta play. And this is once again another great example, and a sea of great examples about how when someone buys out into the ultimate rare market, those cards cannot be replaced easily. Meaning that Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit being 80, if someone bought out to, let's say, 150 and it sells at 120, the new price point is 120. And that is the new stabilization price point. It might go down a little bit if it's seasonal play for a while, sure, but it's never going to hit $80 ever again. And that's something really important to note with these kind of cards. Next, we have Dimensional Shifter. Not every deck can play this, but if you can play this, you win against any FTK deck. Look at Dimensional Shifter right now. It's about $1 from the Ghost Luck Megaton. It's highly underlooked at. You can only realistically play during your first turn unless you run some Guardian Eos build. But Dimensional Shifter is always a great card. Ideally played in Thunder Dragons. This card wins against a lot of decks. Not just like an FTK deck. No. You play this against rocks. You drop this against rocks, and they go past turn. You're like, okay, you want to go to game 2 because I murder you this turn. You play against almost anything. This card wins right now, and nobody's talking about it because you really only can play it during the first turn. Though there's ways to get this card into your hand easily, and I'll talk about that in a second. This card is insanely good, and Yu-Gi-Oh players that are not respecting this card will only lose to this card. It's a $1 card, once again, out of 2019 Ghost Luck 10. All the promos in the Ghost Luck 10, for the most part, the top ones have been insane. I mean, Nibiru, Dark Rule Nobor, Deceiver Geki, and Monster Born Get Prismatic Reprinting has been amazing. Dimensional Shifter is amazing. So, I mean, a lot of these cards are really good. And then you gotta collect these cards all day long. Speaking of Nibiru, look at Nibiru, the primal being with a $17 market price. Its price point is roughly around $17. This card was like $6 when it first came out in the 2019 Ghost Luck Megaton, and now that's $17. Absolutely ludicrous price jump. But then again, this is a card that is in the game to check decks when comboing off. Unless you're playing FTK, then you have about, roughly 53% chance of killing your of not being killed still. If not, 53%, more than half the time, a little more than half the time. You drop this card, you still lose. But against a lot of other matchups, this card is the be-all, end-all. And that's why it is at such a high expensive price point. I don't know when Konami is going to reprint this card already, but they need to reprint this card as soon as possible for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players. We also have Fantastical Dragon Phantasme, the Great Link Cycler. Look at the Phantasme, look at a dual overload version with a $14 market price. The current value is actually stabilizing at around $14. Look at the page 1. I mean, at page 1 it goes up $1 if you bottom it out, sure. It goes to 15 with shipping. And then let's look at the secret rare version of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. With a current $31 price point, the unlimiteds are about $31. But if you want a first edition version, there's two over here for $39. And then it goes up to $40 for Phantasme, according to which you need 3 of. Now, once again, it's nowhere near its original $115 price point. It's a little more easier to get for the secret rare, but if you want to buy the ultra, it's even more easy to get. But overall, this card is now, I think, almost a must-have card in just about every single deck in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what I was talking about before earlier in the video about Pot of Extravagance and other guys. All the guys can't necessarily run Phantasme because it conflicts with Multi-Faker. You can try to run it, and to be honest with you, I think you should, even though it still conflicts with Multi-Faker, because you still need to resolve this card to add more hand traps to stop getting the fucking destroyed in one turn. But looking at it, I think it's really important to note that if you're whatever deck you're running right now, you need to fit this card in. If you're playing a bunch of hand traps, which you should be doing, or you're just okay with getting destroyed in one turn, you need to fit this card in to help synergize finding all these other hand traps that are so desperately needed. Now, once again, this card doesn't work as good with infinite permanents, though I will say I think, you know, having a deck with both could never hurt. But this is now the be-all end-all card. Luckily, it came out in Savage Strike, meaning there's a good chance for it to get a reprint in the Mega Tints. And that's what we're waiting for right now. I think everyone should be waiting for it now. Whether going to buy Phantasme now, I don't think you should, unless you're going to competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Events. But to wait to see what happened on the reprint list of the Mega Tints. If this card skips the reprint list, I will say its price point will be insanely high for Phantasme. Again. Up next, we have Enemy Control. This original print coming at Ancient Sanctuary with a $7 market price. Light play limit is roughly around $3. And if you want a first edition version of the card, a first edition version of the card is going to run you about, $20 for Enemy Control. I just want to throw it out there. I mean, everyone trying to make Access Code Talker. That's the name of the game nowadays. And Econ gets you Access Code Talker a lot faster. Look at the Access Code Talker at Attorney Code with a $65 market price. Its value name at first edition is roughly around $65. It's still a good card. You need it still, and it's kind of low, so I don't know if it's going to ever go up higher, being the fact that Eternity Code has that evenly distributed amount of rarity, so hopefully it does not. But looking at it, I think you once again absolutely need this card. And then we have Handshake Samurai. Original print coming at Duelist Genesis, $2 in the market price. Unlimited versions, $2. And if you want a first version of this card, you're looking to pay about $6. Listen, I think Samurais have a good potential to go up in the future of the game. I don't think it's a big secret to anybody. Look at the Handshake Samurai. This is the highest version. Secret Rare coming out of Duelist Genesis. Or are you okay with getting the other versions? The Super Rares or the Comments? Hey, they're right there. No big deal. But if you don't have Secret Rare Handshake Samurais and you want to play Six Samurais, it's $6. This is a great value to get in this card. And nobody's talking about it, by the way. This is a good value. You don't have to set of Articulate, another original print Secret Rare coming, and only print Secret Rare coming out of Crimson Crisis. $2 market price. I mean, it's about $2. The only reason I would say this, get this card now, or to look towards getting this card, because it has no reprints at all. And it came out in Crimson Crisis. It's a bit of a while ago. We also have Performer Pal, Kariba Hall. Currently with a $5 market price, the card's roughly around, and almost bought out. It's at $9. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, there it is. I have zero reason why this card's so much money. And then we talk about Formula Synchron. So every time I talk about this card, people, you guys in the comment section, other people in the comment section go, V, it's good at X and Y and Z deck. And then we see online tournaments, and we just don't see Formula Synchron see any actual play. So like, V, how could you not see it's good at X and Y and Z deck? And then I'm looking online. I want this card to be good. I have this card. I want to play it. Formula Synchron Secret Rare coming out of Legend Collection 5Ds with a $24 market price is down to about $20 to $21 with shipping. It's not tanking. It's down a little bit. And there's other versions of the card, by the way. It's just one of those cards that I want to be excited about playing. I just don't see a deck that it currently fits in. And if you know, once again, please let me know in the comment section down below. So, everyone kind of forgot about Max C. With the bans happening, and the bans not being huge, everyone just basically said, Max C, that's, we didn't get on the ban list, so, there you go. And everyone just totally just closed their eyes to the fact that we're getting another ban in September. We're not only getting another ban in September, think about it this way. if you get destroyed by the FTK deck again, what card would have helped you? What could help you stop getting FTK'd? Almost like Phantasme, but like I want more cards, but how do I get those cards? Because I want more cards to stop them getting destroyed in one turn. Oh, this is so hard. Effect Veil's a one of. That way you can use only one. You know, Ash Blossom, Ogre, Maxi. What? That's right. If you drop Maxi, and by the way, I think Maxi and Phantasme together are just even more faster, because then you limit the amount of handtraps you have to play, mathematically speaking, because you have more ways to go and search them with Phantasme and Maxi. But look at this card. Yeah, I think this card's going to be coming off the balance. I've been saying it forever. My whole community's divided on it. Everyone's yelling amongst everybody. And ultimately, the winner of the day is going to be Patience. The patient person that waits for this to come off the balance will be the most rewarded. If you don't want this card at Ultimate Rare, once again, Ultimate Rare Archetype Pack 4 Maxi, $345 market price. I can understand it. It's around $350. Last balance was $250, by the way. I bought one at $250, but now it's at $350. That's the new price point you gotta deal with this card. If you want Ultimate Rare, it does come common for $9, which is so insane. I mean, look at that. Wow, $9 for common Maxi. That's absolutely ludicrous. The structure that it came in cost $10. For that, you get the Super Rare with $11 market price, is roughly around $10. But anyway, there's a lot of people that are like, V, it's never coming off the balance. There's an FTK running around. The house is on fire, and they're like, V, I don't know what you're saying. Everything seems pretty okay for me. Okay. Now what about Maxi? Listen, I think it's only a matter of time before it comes off the balance. I don't care if it comes off this balance. I don't care if it comes off the next balance. I don't care if it comes off in 2 or 3 years. Because every time the card gets near the balance, the value goes higher. Way higher than its last listing price, was $250. The new price point you're playing with this card at is now $350. It went up $100 and still banned. What is going to happen as time goes on? Like how, like just everything pushed aside. If you see something going up in value, even though you don't agree with why it's going up in value, wouldn't you still invest in it if it's guaranteed, like Maxi has been guaranteed? Wouldn't you just put money into it and go, yeah, this makes sense. I don't care if the card, what's happening. I don't care anything, to be honest with you. But an investment's a good investment that gets you in the green? Psst, I don't need to know why. I mean, dead serious. Why? Like, who cares at all? Look at that Secret Maxi Storm and Ragnarok with a $42 market price. Lightning Play Unlimited, that's $60. Do you want a first edition of the Secret Rare? No big deal. You're going to start it off at $110. Once again, the market price cannot keep up to this card's price point. And that's what I'm trying to get at with a lot of people. Whether you agree or disagree with this card with the balance is really inconsequential to the value. Now that I just said that, I want you to look at the comment section down below and see some random kid go, V, Maxi will not come off the balance. They're going to say that because they still don't understand it. Do you want value or do you want to debate on a ban list? Listen, we can do both. But at the end of the day, this is showing value. You have to understand and respect it. It's not taking a value. It's increasing in value, and as time goes on more, it's going to continue to do that. This card is going to be $1,000 if it never comes off the balance, and let's say 2 or 3 years, Ultimate Rare will hit $1,000, and you can play this and be like, V, I don't believe you. It's like, bro, if you're not buying this card or going to get this card right now, and let's say 2 years pass by, the card's $1,000, and you made 4 times your amount of money, which is really good compared to a lot of other marks. What are you gonna say? Like, at all? What are you gonna say to, like, you know, around to other people that's like, yeah, I don't think I'll ever come with the ban list. And then it goes up to 2,000. I don't think I'll come with the ban list. 10,000. I don't think 100,000. That card will never come with the ban list, V. And I'm just sitting there going, all right, sure. Who wants to buy Ultimate Rare Maxi? And I'll sell it for 100,000. You know what I'm saying? It just scales. That's what I'm trying to get at, guys. Look at the Harpy channel, Ultimate Rare, coming out of Lord Tech and Galaxy with a $19 market price. Well, it's not that. It's roughly around $41. Want a first version? It's about $42 for Harpy Channeler. Harpies. And a little part of me, a lot of part of me, wants this deck to be good because I have it and I want to play Harpies because Harpies is really fun. If you have old time you can play like myself, you know that after the whole Dragon Ruler verse spellbook that whole ban has happened and killed a lot of those decks. Harpies is one of the meta decks for a while, and it was a really fun meta deck. I actually have, I'm pretty sure I have the deck profile on this channel. I'm not 100%, but I know I used to play this, and it was a really, really fun deck. And yeah, I really hope it comes back because I really want to play Harpies again. Then we have Murmur Abystius. So this is Ultimate Rare Murmur Abystius coming out of Cosmo Blazers with a $25 market price. Unlimited lightning played currently around 28. If you want a first edition version of this card, it's at $100. This card at one point, I remember when I talked about buying into mermails and buying into water. I bought these for I think around $40 to $50 each, and now the price point exponentially increased due to the limited supply. It's supply and demand with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and that's what we're seeing in this. And it's really hard to tell whether or not this is going to go down or not, because mermail card prices really fluctuate pretty rapidly. The only time that you know they're going down, in the case of Lantern Dragoons, is when there was a mass reprint and its original print rarity, mean Ultimate Rare. And it went down to like 57, I think, for Lantern Dragoons. They're back up to $131. So I don't think it's going to be going down anytime soon. Though, looking at Crystal Beast, I think this is like the biggest. So I'm a big fan of getting Max-rarity stuff. I kind of like the flex. And looking at something like Crystal Beast Max-rarity, let me tell you, this is one of the first decks, okay, that I got Max-rarity. And I remember at the time when I bought Crystal Beast Max-rarity, this is something very interesting to note. There was no, like, rarity whores in Yu-Gi-Oh weren't a real thing. If you were a rarity whore, you got the newest Shonen Jump card, but your deck still was like all mixed rarity. It really didn't matter. And I remember getting cards like Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus Ultimate Rare First Edition coming out of Force of Breakers for like $5. And the differential in the price points between then and now is huge. I mean, look at Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus. It's currently $44 on the market price. You get an unlimited version that have one guy listing at $35, and then boom, you're back up to $45, and then you're at $55 within 3 listings. A first edition version is going to run you $100. Why does it cost so much money? Well, because it's hard to find. And the rarity whore motto is always, if it's hard for you to get, I want it times 3. And in the case of Crystal Beast, as well as other decks, that is what we're seeing here. So I think that's going to happen with a lot of cards moving forward. Let me just put it to you like this. That was a long time ago. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that was probably around, I don't know when Force of Breaker came out. But it was probably, I'm going to say, what are we in? Jesus, 2020. I'm going to say 14 years ago. Release date. That's a random number. I just grabbed that out of my head. 13 years ago. Okay. So this came out 13 years ago. Within about a year or two of it coming out, it hit about $6. And I remember going in and grabbing this card for that much money. Grabbing my playset. And at the time when I grabbed it for $6, I was looking like, people were like, what an idiot, it's buying Crystal Beast, that deck's trash. But the value of that card from then to now is exponential to the point where people, if you told them this card is going to be $100, they wouldn't believe you. Taking that into perspective, I want you to look at a lot of price points now. 14 years from now, we think it's going to happen. As this game increases and grows, and trust me, Yu-Gi-Oh has hit stumps. But come on, like, let's be real. Like, the value of a lot of these cards, hard to get ones, it's going to exponentially increase to the point where I don't think people can even fathom it or have an idea of the value of it. Up next, Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, coming out of Cyberdark Impact solo print currently right now, unless it gets an OTS reprint, which it should, but it's currently $6 for this card. $6 for a common at a Cyberdark Impact. I love the fact that the Barrier Statue is actually showing any kind of value. I think Barrier Statue Stormwinds is a really fun deck, unless it's happened to you and then you get knocked out of the bubble of regionals, but overall, a really fun time, and it is cool to see this card be $6. I'm just hoping these get like super rare reprints. I think it's time. I think it's long since past these cards need to get super rare reprints. Saddle Great Selling Move also coming out at OTS Tournament Pack 10 with a $7 market price is roughly around $6 to $7. Salad is still around. Saddle players, you better tell other Saddle players to lower their voice, because if one of these go, woohoo, Salad, Konami just instantly starts banning more Salad cards. Chill, Saddle players. You used to have Black Metal Dragon, the cards used as a 3-of an FTK deck with an $8 market price. It's actually roughly around $15 for this card, coming out at OTS Tournament Pack 6. So yeah, that's a lot of money. Must have 3-up, by the way. We also have Borderless Savage Dragon coming at Savage Strike with a $74 price point. Unlimited copies is about $71. First edition version is going to run you roughly around $75 for Borderless Savage Dragon. Well, here's the thing though. If you're not playing this card, you need to sell this card as fast as possible, because even though this is a great card, it's more likely it's going to get a reprint, being the fact that it came out of Savage Strike in the Megatins. So you want a $75 card today, but to Megatin release a version of this card, probably at least going to be an ultra rare rarity, is going to tank the value. Opponent of Red Lotus is not going down anytime soon. Konami, we need an OTS print card, a version of this card, as soon as possible. Currently holding an $18 market price. It is down to $14, and then the next version is about $17. So yeah, it's tanking this old school common card as Stars Overdrive. This card needs a reprint as soon as possible, and it needs a reprint for the same reason why random other cards need reprints, because there's not many around. I think when Yu-Gi-Oh players overall have access to this card, I don't think it would see as much play, but maybe the fact that it's hard to get, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are still playing it. I don't think this is a terrible card. I just think Solemn Judgment is a better card. We also have the Gusta Emerald coming in at Dual Terminal 7. Yeah, $36 market price, and it's $150. I mean, this guy, okay, one guy has a playset listed at $142, and there's $150 for the Gusta Emerald Dual Terminal. Don't fret, guys. There's other printings, and they're relatively low. But if you have a DT version, congrats. Your version is almost near $150. It's not as crazy as I sold Two Tails and the Noma Knights. With a $10 market price, unlimited versions are roughly around $17. Then you got the first version be around $20. I'll straight up with you guys. Even though I think the Fire Noble Knight guys, they might be a thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You should sell this card. Like, you should sell this card as fast as possible before the suckers realize the super rare version does the same exact thing. And I know I always say be a rarity whore, but looking at Inferno Noble Knights, if you think it's gonna pass September, just still be around, you're absolutely insane. And the same thing with the where is it? Black Metal Dragon. If you're holding a place of this and not grabbing the other version, which is I believe the common version, which is 50 cents, and you're holding a place of super rares, you're absolutely insane. Like, this is gonna get hit. We know it's gonna get hit. Sell it and get the good value and throw it in either in your pocket with the TCG player having direct deposit, or your PayPal, or just throwing it in CCG player store credit, which I do most of the time. I would not at all hold this version whatsoever. And then we have ice barriers. So in case you guys didn't know, Konami has the voting thing. I don't vote in those. I think the idea of voting is kind of silly, redundant, when, to be honest with you, it all becomes, at the end of the day, groupthink. And what I mean by that is whoever finds the biggest meme gets the deck up there. Could it be a real thing? Who knows? Potentially, but who knows? Looking at ice barriers, I'm actually kind of excited that they're up there, and I want them to win. To be honest with you, I don't know. Maybe I've been in a water kick lately. I mean, I just recently bought a bunch of water decks besides Atlantean Mermaids. I have Marine sets and I have Planet Patrol. But like, look at the ice barriers. They need it. I mean, besides the fact that they have the great dual terminal storyline, and the dual terminal listings on these cards are dirt cheap right now. I mean, overall, altogether, dirt cheap. I would love to see more support for ice barriers, and it's kind of cool. I mean, they have great cards. They have Medium the Ice Barrier, which if your opponent controls at least 4 more cards, you can special summon it, and your opponent can only activate 1 small trap. This card is 22 attack, 16 defense card. I mean, it's bought out for the dual terminal, but if you want the super rare, there's tons of them, by the way, and they're about $1, if that. And then you have their own rotor, which is Medallion the Ice Barrier. So it lets you add it from your deck to your hand. That's a rotor, just a 3 of. You have this version, this card, which if it came off of any current meta deck, would be absolutely broken. But activate by revealing 3 different Ice Barrier monsters in your hand to your opponent. Select one of the cards your opponent and selecting one of the cards your opponent controls. The choice select the cards for someone 1 Ice Barrier monster from your hand. This card's absolutely insane. So, yeah, imagine this for, like, a new Archetype. They just release these cards, and they're like, okay, there you go. We'll get this to, let's say, Eldritch. Like, what are you kidding me? And then we have other Ice Barrier cards that are just really good, that have been used, but not in Ice Barriers, like Trishula and Brionic and Gungnir and Dulauren. Like, these are absolutely amazing Ice Barrier cards, not using Ice Barriers. So seeing Konami in Ice Barriers actually winning, I hope they do win, because I do think out of all those decks that were listed, they are the best ones. Though I will say, if Crystal Beast was still up there, I would vote Crystal Beast, because that deck at max rarity with any kind of meta relevant support will look gorgeous, better than Ice Barriers. I do think it's time we start promoting something like Ice Barriers in this game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So once again, Crystal Beast aside, I would vote Ice Barriers. I'm not going to vote because it really doesn't matter with this dumb voting thing with Konami. At the end of the day, they already have what they want. I'm not saying the voting's rigged. I'm just saying Konami's going to go, alright guys, you win. And we just so happen to have the Ice Barrier. We had it right here. We read your mind. Or we made Ice Barrier star decks in like a week. I think it's kind of rigged. But it is cool to see the fact that you players can have the illusion of voting. That's almost like the real thing. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I'm sorry for the long video. I know I had a lot to talk about. I should have broke this in half and did a video yesterday and today. But like I said, I've been really busy. I have a lot of things I've been working on in the background and whatnot. And hopefully everything will get balanced out soon enough and I can get back to my regular scheduled market watches. Guys, if you're new to the channel, like I said, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Pass this video around to everybody else. Talk to them about the market. Engage in the game. And let's get back to making Yu-Gi-Oh! Just a game about playing like 4, 5, 6, 8 tier 1 decks. Because I'm a big fan of that. And if you think the market's going to be popping anytime soon, the bubble, allegedly, yeah, Probably not after this video, and probably not after every other video that comes out with me and every other Market Watch, or probably not between anybody else that's talking to Market Watch Facebook group, which is growing by the day, or probably not to anyone that's out there that goes, I think Ice Barrier's dual terminal or anything else like that would be good investment to buy. YGO players will always look to do buyouts. The bubble will always keep growing in this game, and the amount of value will always increase. Once again, look at my Crystal Beast analogy earlier in the video, and I think it's going to hold true in the future of this game. Anyway, Paisanos, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos, well, you guys all have a great day.